More knives. So we have the set of 8 steak knives, which are like your everyday knives at the table, and they were great from Cooking Light. But now we have Ginsu in the house, that famed name, that Ginsu difference. This is a 2-piecer. It is the serrated utility, and here's your serrated utility and your serrated slicer knives. Now this is my pick of the show, but we are in our final quantities. If you want to really round out your knife game, this is where you do it from Ginsu. It's $14.99, but we have fewer than 1,400 sets remaining, and then it is gone because we're not reordering it. Always sharp. It's a $5 easy pay to get this home. It's K88155, and Chef Jeremy Parker, who has quite the affection for Ginsu, do you not?
You know, Ginsu is like how I started from cooking to demonstrating products, and like it was my segue into the career I have right now. And I was 16 years old at the county fair. I was cutting onions and peppers, and at a sausage stand there. And then I ended up getting a job inside the building demonstrating Ginsu knives. This goes back to high school. And the power of Ginsu lives on in this set of 2 knives. See the one thing it says there?
Dishwasher safe.
Yeah, very rare for knives. I would always say wash your knives by hand. These are dishwasher safe. Now, this is the utility knife. It's just your, oops, there it is. Great all-around knife. So again, it cuts perfectly straight. It's sharpened on both sides, so I can pull it straight through here. The thing about Ginsu is that they stay sharp longer than a regular knife. There's a couple of reasons for that. Number one, the steel that they use is hardened and tempered. And number 2, the way that they sharpen it and the way the blade is serrated. It's actually a hollow ground edge. So this cuts a lot like a straight edge knife because there's no spikes. It's not like a saw. See how those blades kind of are a little bit round? You see what I mean? They're not like a saw knife. So, which means that if you're cutting meat or things, it won't shred it. And again, this is the power of Ginsu. So it wouldn't be Ginsu, Julia.
Do it.
If I didn't
there it is.
Cut a can. Let's get to Ginsu land here. Okay, I'm not telling you to go home and cut up all your cans. But look, if you need a knife for breaking down boxes, don't use your expensive German knives. Use this knife for breaking down boxes. If you need to cut twine when you're cooking, it'll do cooking twine. Of course, this knife will even cut frozen food. Not that you ever have to cut cans, but you cut through a bone, a rack of rib, right through the breast cavity of a frozen chicken, and it will still say razor sharp. Next week, next year, 10 years from now, you will have a razor sharp knife here. That's not just good. I'll do another bagel because, again, these are serrated, so tomatoes, bread, baguettes, bagels. That's just the utility knife, okay? Next knife. This is our long carving knife. This is for carving a roast, a turkey, a ham. Again, see those blades? It's not like a saw. They're nice and spaced out. So if you want to carve, see, I've got a ham here. Maybe it's turkey. Maybe it's a roast or a prime rib. You can see how, what I love too is it's designed so when you get this piece, nice thin, the fork on the end will pick that meat up so you can carve and serve it. Like so. Get that and serve it. See there? So that's made to pick these things up and serve it. So you could do your prime rib, like you see, like at a nice casino or something. No, casino. That's where I always get prime rib. And you pick that up and serve it. And also, this is a great bread knife too. So say you want to cut long ways here, I can take this and go right through this long way bread. So again, you need a nice long blade for that. Get that last little bit there, and then you can make that big hoagie. Like that big massive sandwich.
Man.
And then cut pieces and serve them like that.
Okay, so let me just let you know that the slicer is nearly 14 inches long. So you really get those nice long cuts for those long pieces of bread or those thick turkeys. And then the utility knife is 8.6 inches long. Look at these. These are the knives you will be using every single day. Every modern day kitchen needs these knives. And it's a $5 easy pay for both of them. It makes the cutting portion of your prep absolutely effortless, will stay sharp for pretty much its entire lifetime, but you'll be reaching for all of these nearly every day in the kitchen and beyond, as we saw.
Yeah, and again, this is just a great citrus, there it is, a citrus knife, because it'll go through that skin. And I love this. Do you remember this thing that I showed you the last time? If you want to sort of guide where this is going. Here, let me use this little guy. Take your lemon or your lime over the back of the knife and squeeze it and watch what happens. It goes exactly in one line. See that? So it squeezes if you're going into a cup or into a salad dressing. How cool is this little hack? Right?
This is brilliant.
Squeeze it over the back.
How did I never know this? How did I never know this tip?
It's just like that.
Hot tips from Chef Jeremy Parker.
Right?
Hot tips.
Yeah. I love that about this knife. And again, what's great is you can put this in your dishwasher and you will use this knife all the time. I mean, again, this is the smaller one. They're both serrated, so they both work on bread. They both work on tomatoes. And it's just a wonderful workhorse of a knife. You can beat this thing up, abuse it. I mean, if I bang it, it's not going to break or snap. Handles are the same material as a bowling ball, and they go in the dishwasher.
Do you know how long Ginsu has been around?
You know, it goes back to, I believe, the late 60s, early 70s.
Really?
Yeah, they do. And so they are one of those, and actually it was my godfather who gave me the job, believe it or not. I worked for him. He's like, hey kid, you're pretty good with a knife. You want to come in and demonstrate knives? I'm like, sure. It's the summertime. I need to work. You know, back then we all had jobs. I had 2 jobs.
Did you have training in like knife skills yet?
Well, I was trained. I had a mentor that I studied under, a chef mentor.
Great.
That was a little bit later, actually. But I started just like onions and peppers at the sausage.
And you're just good at what you did. Yum.
And I did that and just kind of came into it. And then I went on to work in restaurants and things like that later on.
Well, this is why we love watching your knife demos. Are always mesmerizing. I could watch them all day.
Thank you.
Okay, so you're getting both the knives home. You're getting the serrated utility slicer as well. This is the slicer, and then this is the utility knife. They're both serrated. They are balanced, but not too heavy either. Like, I really like the weight of these, Jeremy.
Yeah, and they're just really easy to use, right-handed or left-handed. This knife, too, is a good knife. It's sort of a little bit bigger than a paring knife, but you could do fine cuts, like if you're doing stuffed bell peppers. You know, you don't want to use a big knife. You want to use this knife for that. But again, your long slicer knife, I just love this again. I only have a ham out here, but so when you're carving, when it's time to do your Thanksgiving chicken or roast, this is the right knife for that. It won't shred. You know, it cuts like a straight knife, even though it's got that slight, it's called a hollow ground edge there.
Okay.
And I mean, I could even just take this guy here and get through my, see here.
Oh, wow.
Right through my watermelon and just cut that like so.
Ooh, that's a good looking watermelon.
Ooh, I know. I'm going to have, this is for me. Hey guys, I'll share this one. I'm taking that piece. That's my.
Yeah, that's a good looking watermelon right there. Ooh, that looks delicious. Okay, you're getting both knives for a $5 easy pay from a brand that you know, you love, you trust, that's been around for decades, and a brand that will stay sharp, and a brand that you could put in the dishwasher. $14.99, a $5 easy pay. It's K88155. Chef Jer, my California brother, you've had some great items in the show. I've had a lot of fun with you.
Your show's been amazing. I mean, what a great like bargain shopping show. I love it.
I know, it's good.
I've got some pickles coming for you. I'm jarring them now. You're gonna have to wait though because they are curing. They're getting ready. They're pickling, so they're coming for you.
I gotta tell. So he's been promising me these pickles for a long time.